Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
San Beda University, a Catholic educational institution, is committed to the Christian formation of the BEDAN community as it serves the Church, the Philippine society, and the world. Vision: San Beda University envisions a community that is fully human, wholly Christian, truly Filipino, globally competitive. Mission: San Beda University aims to form its member in faith, knowledge, virtue, and inculcate in them the Benedictine core value of prayer and work, ora et labora, that include study, community, pursuit of peace.
Hello, greetings mga ka-spacers out there. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. And welcome to our celebration of World Space Week 2021. And welcome sa lahat ng mga nakatutok ngayon sa Facebook Live and Zoom, our event tonight entitled Space Quiz 2021. The international celebration of World Space Week commemorates the achievements and contributions of space science, technology, and its applications. The events of World Space Week stretches from October 4, which is the launch anniversary of the first human-made Earth satellite Sputnik 1 in 1957, to October 10, which is the anniversary of the signing of the Outer Space Treaty in 1967, which governs how to use space such as the moon and other celestial bodies peacefully. Now, this year's World Space Week 2021 kicks off last October 4, bringing people together from around the world to celebrate women in space. So that's the theme for World Space Week 2021, Women in Space. And for several days now, the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers have been airing Space, the Final Frontier online lecture series. And tonight, we will witness our students battle for space supremacy in this year's Space Quiz 2021. The BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers didn't push through with Space Quiz last year due to the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic. And we are so happy that finally BSYA had come up with this event in an online setup. So I would like to thank the officers and crew of the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers, with Miss Angeline Kilang at the helm. And I would like to thank also the administrators of San Beda University Senior High School for their never-ending support to this organization. And I would like to thank everybody, mga ka-spacers natin out there na walang sawang nakatutok sa BSYA's live stream events. So let the battle begin. Space Quiz 2021. Live long and prosper.
That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives.
It is a wonderful and astonishing thing to me that you and I, are somehow at least one of the ways that the universe knows itself.
Those worlds in space are as countless as all the grains of sand on all the beaches of the Earth. Each of those worlds is as real as ours. In every one of them, there's a succession of incidents, events, occurrences, which influence its future.
We are special because we're the same. We are one, not only with each other, but with the universe itself.
I know Hamlet, and what he might say with irony, I say with conviction. What a piece of work is man. How noble it is, how infinite in faculty, in form, in moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god.
It is the struggle itself that is most important. We must strive to be more than we are, Law. It does not matter that we will never reach our ultimate goal. The effort yields its own rewards.
9, 8.
Let's
7,
rock and roll!
6.
Tell your dreams to me, fantasy will set you free. Close your eyes, girl. Look inside, girl. Let the sound take you away. Last night I hold her, let him slam, and so I wish that I could stay. Before the thing could answer me, well, someone came and took the lamp away. I looked around, a lousy candle's all I found. Well, you don't know what we can find. Why don't you come with me, little girl, on a magic carpet ride? Well, you don't know what we can see. Why don't you tell your dreams to me? Fantasy will set you free.
Giddy with delight, seeing what's to come. The image of the dead ends in my mind. Policemen swear to God, of sleeping from the guns. I know my friends and I would probably turn and run. If you get out of bed, come find us heading for the bridge. Bring us snow, all the rage, my little dark age.
Thank you very much for that wonderful opening remarks, sir, as well as for that amazing teaser video that was made that show us the history of mankind's accomplishments on astronomy. With that said, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Shiva Cruz.
And I am Angeline Kilang, and we welcome
you to this year's Space
Space
Quiz. So,
oh.
partner, may experience ka ba sa mga parang space quiz?
Actually, partner, meron. Pero, ikakwento ko po ba kung ano yung nangyari sa experience ko?
Oh, baka matagal. So wag natin let's not take that route just yet. We can talk about it on another day. But for now, even in the midst of the pandemic, we are grateful and happy to hold our very own space quiz for the first time since the pandemic started, right?
Yes, partner. This is indeed a blessing for us. Even though we're here in our mode of a new normal, at least nakagawa pa rin tayo ng ganito. And I am really, really thankful for that. So, partner,
we are thankful sa mga officers ng BSYAs for making this possible, especially to our very own moderator, Sir Jun Cajigal, as well as to the participants that are currently participating in this event. We thank you on behalf of the BSYA once again.
Yes.
So, partner, my apologies for interrupting you.
It's fine, partner. It's really fine. But, of course, we should say thank you rin sa mga sumali sa atin. So, let's start. Let's start saying thank you for the participants and the school that they are in. Partners, start with it.
Okay. So, Rustom K. Lamundoao from Taguig National High School.
Kate Christine Ann C. Tamon from Standalone Senior High School in Barangay Fort Bonifacio.
Celso Celsius F. from Santa Lucia High School, Pasig City.
J. Vera Lacuna from Alejandro F. Oligan National High School. Yes, partner. So I believe my partner has a connectivity problem, so let me continue. Miss Ana Marie S. Servacio, Manila, from Manila, Titania College. Ashtani Pauline R. Roland, Pateros Catholic School. And Prince Jordan S. Reynoso, Lagro High School. Kimberly M. Merin from Taguig National High School. Dalawa sila. Nawala na ang aking partner pagpasensyahan at nagkaroon siya ng connectivity problem. And Kimberly M. Merin from Taguig National High School. Sajel Barea from PSHS Central Mindanao Campus. So, before we begin to the contest proper, allow me to read the objective and mechanics. For the objective of Space Quiz 2021, to contribute to the improvement of awareness, interest, understanding, and insight to the space sciences, basic astronomy with special emphasis on space exploration. To celebrate the participation of different senior high schools in World Space Week 2021 so as to foster interest in career opportunities in astronomy and space sciences.
My apologies for being disconnected, everybody, but moving on, the contest mechanics for this quiz or this event specifically, each participating school will have one representative. The space quiz will cover all basic topics of astronomy. However, we will give a more detailed emphasis on space explorations since the reason why we are celebrating Space Week is to promote space exploration. There will be 3 segments for this competition, which are easy, average, and difficult round. In the easy round, participants will be given 30 seconds to answer each question for 1 point. There will be a total of 25 questions for the easy round. In the average round, participants will be given 40 seconds to answer each question for 3 points. There will be 20 questions for the average round. In the difficult round, meanwhile, participants will be given 50 seconds to answer each question for 5 points. There will be a total of 15 questions for the difficult round. In case of a clincher round or the Kobayashi Maru round, participants will be given 5 questions to answer for 30 seconds each. The team with the highest mark in the clincher round will be declared as the winner. The school with the highest rank will be declared the champion. The second and third placers will also be declared.
Ayan, partner, thank you for that. Mechanics. So, ano ba ngayon?
Wait, sorry. Hindi ko
Yes, partner?
My apologies, but kilala mo ba yung mismong master natin for this round?
My apologies din kasi ang ingay ng aso ko. Pero, I believe, actually, familiar Familiar kung sino yung first quiz master natin. She's very familiar.
Sa akin nga is, ganun siya, di ba? Like, magandang officer siya sa club natin. Yun lang yung alam ko. So, do you have any more information regarding sa kanya?
Well, tama ka, partner. As I know, she is our grade 12 batch representative ng ating organization and a major stockholder of Shopee dahil panic buying. So, partner, would you gladly introduce our quiz master for this easy round?
Of course, partner. Okay, everyone, introducing to you our quiz master for the easy round. Please welcome Miss Cassandra Espirito. May we please give her a round of applause.
It is indeed a pleasant evening to each and every one of you. I am Maria Cassandra Espiritu, the grade 12 batch representative of the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers, and your quiz master for the easy round of this year's Space Quiz 2021. Before we start, I would like to remind you with the following reminders. Number 1, make sure that you have your whiteboards or your sheets of paper and your markers wherein you will input your answers. Always keep your camera on, especially while answering the questions provided to you. Number 2, the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers Space Quiz Committee would also like our participants to observe intellectual honesty. Number 3, I will read the question twice and wait for my cue or go signal before you can start answering the question. And lastly, if you have any questions or concerns before we proceed to the next question, do not hesitate to raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Good luck and God bless to all of our contestants. Let us officially start this year's Space Quiz 2021. Question number 1 for 30 seconds. This is an American super heavy lift launch vehicle used by NASA between 1967 and 1973. The three-stage liquid propellant expendable rocket was developed to support the Apollo program for human exploration of the moon and was later used to launch Skylab, which is the first American space station. Identify this super heavy launch vehicle. I will repeat. This is an American super heavy lift launch vehicle used by NASA between 1967 and 1973. The three-stage liquid propellant expendable rocket was developed to support the Apollo program for human exploration of the moon and was later used to launch Skylab, which is the first American space station. Identify this super heavy launch vehicle. Your time starts now.
I remember all the stars in your eyes. I remember when you told me goodbye. I stay awake and replay all those nights. I'm getting tired of sleeping alone and getting drunk while I wait by the phone. I let it hurt for a while 'cause I know
Time is up. Stop writing. Kindly raise your whiteboards or your papers and show us your answer. So the correct answer for this question is the Saturn V rocket. The Saturn V is an American heavy lift launch vehicle used by NASA between 1967 and 1973. The three-stage liquid propellant expendable rocket was developed to support the Apollo program for human exploration of the moon and was later used to launch Skylab, which is the first American space station. So, as we can see from our participants, Titana got the correct answer. TNHS got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. And can I see the answer of SHSBFB? Yeah, they got the correct answer. I guess that's all for question number 1. If there are no more clarifications or questions, let's now proceed to the second question. For question number 2 for 30 seconds, Hellas Planitia is a plain located within the huge roughly circular impact basin. Hellas is the largest visible impact crater known in the solar system. Hellas Planitia is located on what planet of the solar system? I'll repeat. Hellas Planitia is a plain located within the huge roughly circular impact basin. Hellas is the largest visible impact crater known in the solar system. Hellas Planitia is located on what planet of the solar system? Your time starts now.
I love it when we're crossing the line. Stolen moments are so golden. I couldn't get away if I tried.
Time is up. Stop writing. Kindly raise your whiteboards or your papers and show us the correct answer. So the correct answer for this question is the planet Mars. Hellas Planitia is a plain located on the planet Mars, and it is the largest visible impact crater that is known in the solar system. So based from my end, Titana got the correct answer. Taguig National High School got the correct answer. SHS BFB got the correct answer. I guess that's it from my end. If there are no more questions or clarifications, let's now proceed to the third question.
I also got the correct answer. From PSHSMC po.
Ay, okay po, sorry. PSHSCMC got the correct answer as well po.
Thank you.
So let's now proceed to the third question of this easy round. Question number 3 for 30 seconds. This space probe was the result of the collaboration between NASA and the European Space Agency to study the planet Saturn and its system, including its rings and natural satellites. Identify the complete name of this space probe. I'll repeat. This space probe was the result of the collaboration between NASA and the European Space Agency to study the planet Saturn and its systems, including its rings and natural satellites. Identify the complete name of this space probe. Your time starts now.
This isn't real love. This isn't real love. You pull me closer. Don't let go. But I know. This isn't real love. This isn't real love.
Time is up. Kindly raise your boards or your papers. The correct answer is the Cassini-Huygens probe. The Cassini-Huygens Space Research Mission, commonly called Cassini, involved a collaboration between NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Italian Space Agency to send a probe to study the planet Saturn and its system, including its rings and natural satellites. So based from my end, Taytana got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Lagra High School got the correct answer. And PSHS got the correct answer. If there are no more questions or clarifications, let us now proceed to the fourth question. I would like to remind each and every one of you to kindly raise your boards properly at a proper angle po para I can see your answers clearly. Thank you. Let's now proceed to the fourth question. What was the last planet Voyager the second visited before it went out to interstellar space? I'll repeat. What was the last planet Voyager the second visited before it went out to interstellar stellar space. Your time starts now. Time is up. Kindly raise your whiteboards or your papers po. So the correct answer for question number 4 is the planet Neptune. After Voyager 2 visited Jupiter in 1979 and Saturn in 1981, it continued to encounter Uranus in 1986, where it obtained another assist. Its last planetary visit before heading out of the solar system was the planet Neptune in 1989. So, based from my end, I can see SASHSBFB got the correct answer. Lagro, Titana, AFONHS got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. And NPCS got the correct answer. If there are no more questions or clarifications, let's now proceed to question number 5.
Hello po. My answer is A.
Hello po.
The transportation system
PSH.
CM.
Okay, PSHS got the correct answer for this question. Let's now proceed to the next question. Which planet has a year which is shorter than its day? I'll repeat. Which planet has a year which is shorter than its day? Your time starts now. Time is up. Kindly raise your boards and show us your answer. So the correct answer for this question is the planet Venus. The planet Venus rotation is somewhat unusual in that it is both very slow, 243 Earth days per Venus day, slightly longer than the Venusian year. The time it takes to orbit the Sun, around 225 Earth days long. That would mean that its year is shorter than its day. So, based from my end, I can see SHSFB got the correct answer, ONHS got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. And Lagro High School got the correct answer. Congratulations. If there are no more questions or clarifications, let's now proceed to the next question. Question number 6 for 30 seconds. Two Apollo 11 astronauts, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, were the first two humans to walk on the moon. But there was a third astronaut on the journey to the moon. Who was that third and was considered as the forgotten astronaut of Apollo 11? I repeat, Apollo 11 astronauts, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, were the first two humans to walk on the moon. But there was a third astronaut on the journey to the moon. Who was that third and was considered as the forgotten astronaut of Apollo 11? Take note that the surname will do. Your time starts now.
My life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Too late, my time has come. Send shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth.
Time is up. Kindly raise your boards. So the correct answer for this question is Michael Collins, or it may also be Collins. So Michael Collins was the third astronaut on the journey to the moon who piloted the command module. He was that third and was considered as the forgotten astronaut of Apollo 11. So Titana got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. AFONHS got the correct answer. SASHS BFB got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. PSHS CMC got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. Taguig National High School got the correct answer. And TNHS got the correct answer. So that means I think everyone got the correct answer for this question. Let's now proceed to the next question of the easy round. Question number 7 for 30 seconds. This was the famous phrase spoken by Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock in the TV series Star Trek. Spock uses this phrase as a greeting or blessing or as a way of saying farewell to someone. Identify that phrase spoken by Spock. I'll repeat the question for you guys. This was the famous phrase spoken by Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock in the TV series Star Trek. Spock uses this phrase as a greeting or blessing or as a way of saying farewell to someone. Identify that phrase spoken by Spock. Your time starts now.
To disagree, travel the world in the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world in the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Someone wants to use you.
Time is up. Kindly show us your answers. So the correct answer for this question is live long and prosper. The famous phrase live long and prosper, spoken by Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock in the TV series Star Trek, uses this phrase as a greeting or blessing or as a way of saying farewell to someone. So Titana got the correct answer. PSHS CMC got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Lagro got the correct answer. And Taguig National High School got the correct answer. Yung kay Santa Lucia High School po, kulang po siya. Sorry po, hindi po siya mako-consider. If there are no more clarifications or questions, let's now proceed to the next question.
Miss Espiritu, what was the
Yes, po.
answer? What's the answer of what school?
Santa Lucia po ba?
Okay, can you unmute Santa Lucia? What's your answer?
Live and prosper po.
Okay, we cannot consider that. So it should be live long and prosper. Okay, so maraming salamat. Okay, let's continue.
Let's now proceed to the next question. Question number 8 for 30 seconds. One of the significant findings of the Cassini-Huygens mission to Saturn was the discovery of this Saturnian moon's global ocean, icy jets, and its role in creating Saturn's E-ring. Cassini also found the first signs of the hydrothermal activity beyond Earth. making this tiny Saturnian moon one of the leading locations in the search for possible life beyond Earth. Identify this Saturnian moon. I'll repeat the question for you guys. One of the significant findings of the Cassini-Huygens mission to Saturn was the discovery of this Saturnian moon's global ocean, icy jets, and its role in creating Saturn's E-ring. Cassini also found its first signs of the hydrothermal activity beyond Earth, making this tiny Saturnian moon one of the leading locations in the search for possible life beyond Earth. Identify the Saturnian moon. Your time starts now.
Again, everyone, I ask you to please i-up nyo lang po yung whiteboard nyo or yung paper nyo. Don't put it down kahit mali yung sagot para makita namin kasi minemonitor po namin yan. Thank you. Also, make sure na maayos din yung lighting. Make sure to observe proper decoloration. Thank you.
Time is up. Kindly raise your whiteboards or your papers and show us the correct answer. So the correct answer for this question is the Enceladus. Enceladus global ocean, icy jets, and their role in creating Saturn's E-ring is one of the top findings of the Cassini mission. Cassini also found the first signs of hydrothermal activity beyond Earth, making this tiny Saturnian moon one of the leading locations in the search for possible life beyond Earth. So, based from my screen, I can see Titana got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Santa Lucia got the correct answer. Lagro got the correct answer. And AFONHS got the correct answer for this question. If there are no more clarifications or questions, let's now proceed to the next question. Question number 9 for 30 seconds. This is a NASA space probe orbiting the planet Jupiter. The spacecraft entered into a polar orbit of Jupiter on July 5, 2016 to begin a scientific investigation of the planet. Identify this NASA space probe. I'll repeat, this is a NASA space probe orbiting the planet Jupiter. The spacecraft entered into a polar orbit of Jupiter on July 5, 2016 to begin a scientific investigation of the planet. Identify this NASA space probe. Your time starts now. Time is up. Kindly show us your answers. So, the correct answer for this question is the Juno space probe. Juno is the space probe orbiting the planet Jupiter. The space probe entered into a polar orbit of Jupiter on July 5, 2016 to begin a scientific investigation of the planet. So based from my end,
Okay, excuse me, Miss Espiritu.
Yes
So
po, sir.
the answer can be either Juno or the Juno space probe.
Okay po, sir.
It can be Juno or Juno space probe.
Okay po, sir. So, Titana got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. AFONHS got the correct answer. SHS BFB got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. PSHS CMC got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer, and Taguig National High School got the correct answer for this question. If there are no more questions, let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 10 for 30 seconds. What is Neptune's largest moon and is the only large moon in the solar system to orbit in the opposite direction to its planet's rotation? I'll repeat. What is Neptune's largest moon and is the only large moon in the solar system to orbit in the opposite direction to its planet's rotation? Your time starts now. Time is up. Can you show us your answers? The correct answer is the Triton. Triton is the largest of Neptune's 13 moons. It is unusual because it is the only large moon in our solar system that orbits in the opposite direction of its planet's rotation. So I can see that Titana got the correct answer. AFONHS got the correct answer. I believe SHSBFB got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. I think that's all, if I'm not
Excuse me,
mistaken.
Miss Espiritu. Can the participants again raise their paper or whiteboard and the other officers can take a look again? Okay. Can you again, Miss Espiritu, read those schools who got the correct answer? Okay. Hello, Miss Espiritu. Can you read
Sure.
again those schools with the correct answer?
Sure po, sir. So, Titana got the correct answer. SASHSBFB got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Lagro High School also got the correct answer. And Taguig National High School got the correct answer for this question. Let's now proceed to the next question of the easy round. Question number 11 for 30 seconds. This is a persistent high pressure region in the atmosphere of Jupiter, producing an anticyclonic storm, which is the largest in the solar system, 22 degrees south of Jupiter's equator. It has been continuously observed since 1830. Identify this high pressure anticyclonic storm. I'll repeat the question. This is a persistent high pressure region in the atmosphere of Jupiter, producing a anticyclonic storm, the largest in the solar system, 22 degrees south of Jupiter's equator. It has been continuously observed since 1830. Identify this high pressure anticyclonic storm. Your time starts now. Time is up. Can you show us your answers? So the correct answer for this question is the Great Red Spot. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is iconic, and it's the largest and longest lasting storm ever seen in the solar system. It has been around for at least hundreds of years.
So the PSHSCMC got the correct answer. TNHS, can you please got the correct answer? The Titana got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Lager High School got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Taguig NHS got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline, for assisting. Let's now proceed to the next question if there are no more questions from our participants. Question number 12 for 30 seconds. This is a habitable artificial satellite in low Earth orbit, which is a joint project between 5 participating space agencies: NASA, Roscosmos, JAXA, ESA, and CSA, that serves as a microgravity and space environment research laboratory in which crew members conduct experiments in biology, human biology, physics, astronomy, meteorology, and in other fields. Identify this habitable artificial satellite. I'll repeat the question. This is a habitable artificial satellite in low Earth orbit, which is a joint project between 5 participating space agencies, specifically NASA, Roscosmos, JAXA, ESA, and CSA, that serves as a microgravity and space environment research laboratory in which crew members conduct experiments in biology, human biology, physics, astronomy, meteorology, and other fields. Identify this habitable artificial satellite. Your time starts now.
Oh, I don't wanna make it all about me again. But I don't even know half the things you said.
Time is up. Kindly show us your answers. So the correct answer for this question is the ISS, or the International Space Station. The ISS is a habitable artificial satellite in low Earth orbit that serves as a microgravity and space environments research laboratory in which crew members conduct experiments in biology, human biology, physics, astronomy, meteorology, and in other fields of sciences.
For the schools that got the correct answer, SESHSBFB got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. TNHS got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Lager High School got the correct answer. PCS, can you please raise your whiteboard? PCS got the correct answer. Taguig NHS got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions, let us proceed to the next question of this round. Question number 13 for 30 seconds. This was a NASA robotic spacecraft that orbited the planet Mercury between 2011 and 2015, studying Mercury's chemical composition, its geology, and its magnetic field. Identify this NASA spacecraft. I'll repeat the question. This was a NASA robotic spacecraft that orbited the planet Mercury between 2011 and 2015, studying Mercury's chemical composition, its geology, and its magnetic field. Identify this NASA spacecraft. Your time starts now. Time is up. Kindly show us your answers. The correct answer for this question is the messenger. So the messenger was a NASA robotic spacecraft that orbited the planet Mercury between 2011 and 2015. The spacecraft was launched abroad aboard a Delta II rocket in August 2004 to study Mercury's chemical composition, its geology, and the magnetic field.
For the school that got the correct answer, SASHSBFB got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Titania got the correct answer. Santa Lu High got the correct answer. Lagra High School got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Taguig NHS got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions from our participants, let's now proceed to the next question. Question number 14 for 30 seconds. A reflecting telescope, which is also called a reflector, is a telescope that uses a single or a combination of curved mirrors that reflect light and form a magnified image of the distant object. Who invented the first reflecting telescope? I'll repeat the question for our participants. A reflecting telescope, also known as a reflector, is a telescope that uses a single or a combination of curved mirrors that reflect light and form a magnified image of the distant object. Who invented the first reflecting telescope? Your time starts. Time is up. So the correct answer for this question is Isaac Newton. A reflecting telescope, which is also known as a reflector, is a telescope that uses a single or a combination of curved mirrors that reflect light and form an image. The reflecting telescope was invented in the 17th century by Isaac Newton.
The school that got the correct answer is SASHSBFB got the correct answer. Saitana got the correct answer. Wait. Let me see. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Sorry. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Santa Lu High got the correct answer. Lager High School got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Taguig NHS got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions from our participants, let's now proceed to question number 15. Question number 15 for 30 seconds. These are temporary phenomena on the sun's photosphere that appear darker than the surrounding areas. They are regions of reduced surface temperature caused by concentrations of magnetic field flux. Identify these temporary phenomena on the sun's photosphere. I'll repeat the question. These are temporary phenomena on the sun's photosphere that appear darker than the surrounding areas. They are regions of reduced surface temperature caused by concentrations of the magnetic field flux. Identify this temporary phenomena on the sun's photosphere. You may start answering now. Time is up. Can you show us your answers? So the correct answer for question number 15 is sunspots. Sunspots are temporary phenomena on the sun's photosphere that appear as spots darker than the surrounding areas. They are regions of reduced surface temperature caused by concentrations of magnetic field flux.
For the school that got the correct answer, SASHSBFB got the correct answer. PSHLCM got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Lager High School got the correct answer. Santa Lu High got the correct answer. Taytana got the correct answer. And Taguig NHS got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions from our participants, let's now proceed to question number 60. Question number 16 for 30 seconds. These are large, dark, basaltic areas of our moon formed by an ancient volcanic eruptions. They are less reflective than the highlands as a result of their iron-rich composition and hence appear dark to the naked eye. What do you call these dark areas on the lunar surface? I'll repeat the question. These are large, dark basaltic areas of our moon formed by ancient volcanic eruptions. They are less reflective than the highlands and as a result of their iron-rich composition, and hence they appear dark to the naked eye. What do you call these dark areas on the lunar surface? You may start answering now.
Business on the low, low. I'm just trying to get you at the friend zone. Cause you look even better than the photos. I can find your house and need the info. Driving through the gated residential. Found out I was coming, send your friends home. Keep on trying to hide it, but your friends know. I only call you when it's half past.
Stop writing. Let us see your answers. So the correct answer for question number 16 is either lunar mare, lunar Maria, lunar plains, or lunar seas.
Mrs. Spiritu, or it can be simply Mare. Okay,
Okay.
kindly check your answer. So yeah, we will accept Mare or Maria or seas.
Okay po, sir.
Or
Thank
even
you.
plains without the word lunar. Plains will do.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
All right, can you check now the schools who got the correct answer?
So, Titana got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. Taguig National High School got the correct answer. I would like to see the answer of SHSBFB po. Sir, is that considered po yung Luna?
What's her answer? Hello? What's the answer of the
Luna
participant?
po. Luna
Simply
po, sir.
Luna.
Yes po.
No, we cannot. So it's either Mare, Maria, Plain, or Cis.
Okay po. And then also PSHS CMC got the correct answer for question number 16. If there are no more questions, let's now proceed to question number.
Okay, so parang na-disconnect yung ating quiz master. So I'll just take over. So question number 17 for 30 seconds. So in this model of the solar system, the Earth is at the center. The moon and the sun revolves around the Earth. And the 5 visible planets revolve around the sun. Identify the astronomer who came up with this model of the solar system. Again, in this model of the solar system, the Earth is at the center, the moon and the sun revolves around the Earth, and the 5 visible planets revolve around the sun. Identify the astronomer who came up with this model of the solar system. Surname will do. Time starts now. Is our quiz master around?
Yes, I'm here po, sir.
Okay.
Nag-log lang po na po.
Alright, so that's normal. Okay, you may take over.
Time is up. Let us see your answers. So the correct answer for question number 17 is the Tycho Brahe or simply Brahe. The Tychonic system or Tychonian system is a model of the solar system published by Tycho Brahe in the late 16th century, wherein the moon is at the center, the moon and sun revolve around the earth, planets revolve around.
For the school that got the correct answer, I'm sorry, PHS, I can't see your answer. Can you? PSHS, CMC got the correct answer, and Titana got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions, let's now proceed to the next question. Question number 18 for 30 seconds. This was the site on the moon where in July 20, 1969, Apollo 11 crew members Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed their Apollo lunar module on the lunar surface, examining and photographing it, setting up some scientific experiment packages, and collecting 47.5 pounds or 21.5 kilograms of dirt and rock samples for return to Earth. Where is the landing site of Apollo 11, the mission that gave mankind its first ever walk on the moon? I'll repeat the question. This was the site on the moon where, in July 20, 1969, Apollo 11 crew members Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed their Apollo lunar module on the lunar surface, examining and photographing it, setting up some scientific experiment packages, and collecting 47.5 pounds or simply 21.5 kilograms of dirt and rock samples for return to Earth. Where is the landing site of Apollo 11, the mission that gave mankind its first ever walk on the moon? You may start and time is up. Let us see your answers. So the correct answer for question number 18 is the Sea of Tranquility, or simply the Tranquility Base.
Miss Espiritu, or we can accept simply tranquility.
Sige po, sir. We'll also accept that answer. So the Sea of Tranquility is the landing site of Apollo 11, the mission that gave mankind its first ever walk on the moon.
For the schools that got the correct answer, SASHSBFT got the correct answer. PSHSCM got the correct answer. TNHS got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Lagra High School got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions from our participants, let's now proceed to the next question. Question number 19 for 30 seconds. Identify two planets in the solar system that rotates on its axis in a clockwise direction. I'll repeat. Identify two planets in the solar system that rotates on its axis in a clockwise direction. You may start answering. Time is up. Stop writing and kindly show us your answers. So the correct answers for this question is planet Venus and planet Uranus. Most planets in our solar system, including Earth, rotate counterclockwise or prograde direction. But Venus and Uranus are said to have a retrograde or clockwise rotation around their axis.
For the school that got the correct answer, SASHSBFB got the... Wait, what? Can I see your answer? Pakitaas. Got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Lagra High School got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. And Taguig got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline, for assisting me. If there are no more questions, let's now proceed to the next. Question number 20 for 30 seconds. Ptolemy introduced blank in his geocentric model of the solar system to explain the retrograde motions of the visible planets, especially Mars. I repeat, Ptolemy introduced blank in his geocentric model of the solar system to explain the retrograde motions of the visible planets, especially Mars. Your time starts now. Time is up. Kindly show us your answers. So the correct answer for your question number 20 is epicycles. Ptolemy introduced epicycles in his geocentric model of the universe to explain the retrograde motions of Mars.
That got the correct answer. PSHS got the correct answer. St. Lucia High School got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer.
Hello?
Okay, so I'll just assist our quizmaster. Yes.
Is my answer, am I called kanina, sir?
Anong school mo, Iha?
CMC po.
What's your answer?
Yun, nasa kuan po, yung nakita ko sa video.
Can you check, Miss Kilang, the name of the school?
Sir, hindi ko makita pero I told naman po na she got the correct answer since epicycle po yung sagot niya.
Okay. What's the name of the school again?
PSHS CMC.
Okay, so that will be on record, ha, Miss Kasumlum. Okay na, Iha? Okay.
I was just clarifying po.
Okay. So I'll just help our quizmaster at mukhang nawawala-wala siya. Sige, so
Sir,
we can
nandito
now...
po ako.
Nandiyan ka na? Okay, you may take
Sir,
over.
someone asked po in the chat box po regarding question number 18 po from Taguig National High School po. Is Mare Tranquilitatis correct daw po?
Yes, we can consider that.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
What's the name of the school? Anong school?
Taguig National High School po.
Okay, Miss Kasumlum, take note, Taguig National High School. Got the correct answer for number 18.
Okay po, let's
let's
proceed.
continue.
Question number 21 for 30 seconds. What is the largest canyon system on the planet Mars and the largest in the solar system, surpassing all canyons on Earth? I'll repeat question number 21. What is the largest canyon system on the planet Mars and the largest in the solar system, surpassing all canyons on Earth? You may start answering now.
Trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me.
Time is up. Can you show us your answers for question number 21? So the correct answer is Valles Marineris. The largest canyon in the solar system cuts a wide swath across the face of Mars, named Valles Marineris, which is the Grand Valley that extends over 3,000 kilometers long, and it spans as much as 600 kilometers across and delves as much as 8 kilometers deep.
For the school that got the correct answer, huh? SASHSBFP got the hindi. She didn't got the correct answer. Marineris. PSHS-CMC got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Lager High School got the correct answer. Santa Lu High School got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer. Taguig NSH and HS got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions, let's now proceed to the next. What is the big gap called between the A ring and B ring of Saturn? I repeat, what is the big gap between the A ring and B ring of Saturn? Your time starts now.
World of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Time is up. Kindly show us your answers. So the correct answer for question number 22 is the Cassini division. The big gap called between the A ring and the B ring of Saturn is called the Cassini division. This division is named after the Italian astronomer Giovanni di Cassini, who discovered it in 1675.
So the school that got the correct answer is SASHSBFB, PSHSCMC, Lager High School, Santa Lucia High School, Titana, and yun lang.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions, let's now proceed to the next. Question number 23 for 30 seconds. This term refers to an additional full moon that appears in a subdivision of a year, either the third of four full moons in a season or a second full moon in a month of the common calendar. I repeat the question. This term refers to an additional full moon that appears in a subdivision of a year, either the third of four full moons in a season or a second full moon in a month of the common calendar. Your time starts now.
Sugar-coated like a churl. Now I'm really out here on my own. Now my homies acting like I owe 'em. Done extending out my arm. Made a lot of money from my poems. Been around and now they say I'm on. I can finally say I'm up now. I'm up now. 20,000 on a bus down. A bus down. I'm on my way. I'm going up now. Up now. And I ain't never gonna touch down. Touchdown.
Time is up. Kindly show us your answers. So the correct answer for question number 23 is the blue moon. A blue moon is an additional full moon that appears in a subdivision of a year, either the third of four full moons in a season or a second full moon in a month of the common calendar.
For the school that got the correct answer. SASH SVF B got the correct answer. PSHS CMC got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Lager High School got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Taguig got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions again, shall we proceed to question number 24?
Hello, may I ask again if I was called? Sorry.
What's the name of the school?
Yes, sir. Nabanggit ko po yung school niya po.
Okay. So please take note, Miss Kasumlum. Okay, Miss Espiritu, kindly read question number 24.
We're now down to the second to the last question for the easy round. This is a full moon that nearly coincides with perigee, the closest that the moon comes to the Earth in its elliptic orbit, resulting in a slightly larger than usual apparent size of the lunar disk as viewed from Earth. I'll repeat the question. This is a full moon that nearly coincides with perigee, the closest that the moon comes to the Earth in its elliptical orbit, resulting in a slightly larger than usual apparent size of the lunar disk as viewed from Earth. Your time starts now.
Now I look back to rediscover why I was never meant to stay. I wish I had made the same decisions. If only I could turn back the time. How could I start to
Time is up. Kindly show us your answers. So the correct answer for this question is the supermoon. The super moon. Sir, I can see the text po. Nakaharang po.
Okay, a supermoon is a full moon or a new moon that coincides with perigee, the closest that the moon comes to the Earth in its elliptical orbit, resulting in a slightly larger than usual apparent size of the lunar disk as viewed from the Earth. Okay, so Miss Espiritu, kindly check the schools who got the correct answer.
For the schools that got the correct answer is SASHSBFB got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer. And Supermoon. Taguig and HS got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. If there are no more questions or clarifications from our participants, let's now proceed to the final question of the easy round. Question number 25 for 30 seconds. This is one of the Galilean moons of Jupiter. The surface of this Galilean moon is frozen, covered with a layer of ice. Scientists believe that there is a liquid ocean somewhere around 100 kilometers or 60 miles beneath the thick, icy crust of this moon. If it is proven that in this ocean exists, this Galilean moon may be one of the most promising places in our solar system, beyond Earth, to search for life. Identify this Galilean moon. I'll repeat the question. This is one of the Galilean moons of Jupiter. The surface of this Galilean moon is frozen, covered with a layer of ice. Scientists believe that there is a liquid ocean somewhere around 100 kilometers or 60 miles beneath the thick, icy crust of this moon. If it is proven that in this ocean exists, this Galilean moon may be one of the most promising places in our solar system beyond Earth to search for life. identify this Galilean moon. Your timer starts now.
That's all we need because it's all we can take. I listen to your problems, now listen to mine. I didn't want to anymore. Oh, and we will never be alone again. 'Cause it doesn't happen every day. Kinda counted on you being a friend. Can I give it up or give it away? Now I thought I would only stay, but I never really know where to go. So I chained myself to a friend.
Time is up. Can you show us your answers? So the correct answer for this question is Europa. So Europa is one of the Galilean moons of Jupiter. The surface of Europa is frozen, covered with a layer of ice. Scientists believe that there is a liquid ocean between the thick icy crust of this moon. If it is proven that in this ocean exists, this Galilean moon may be one of the most promising places in our solar system beyond Earth to search for life.
All right, kindly check the answers of our participant.
So the schools that got the correct answer is PSHSCMC got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. Lagra High School got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer.
Thank you, Angeline. And that concludes the easy round of this year's Space Quiz 2021. Once again, I am Maria Cassandra Espiritu, the grade 12 batch representative of PSYA and your quiz master for this easy round, officially signing off. Thank you.
Ooh. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Cassandra Espiritu, for being the quiz master for the easy round. Partner? Partner, okay ka pa ba?
Hindi ko ano, sumasakit na ulo ko. At like, sa dami ng information na pumasok.
Partner, hindi ko na-get. Easy round ba yun?
Pa lang yun. Imagine sa next round. Pero, all that aside, guys, congratulations, you already passed the easy round. So we would like to congratulate PSHS Central Mindanao Campus, or si Jazel, for being the leading scorer. Congratulations, you have 25 points. So the next one is Prince Jordan S. Reynoso from Lagro High School. You have 21 points. Congratulations to the both of you as we proceed to the average round. So
okay, Mr. Shiba Cruz, before we proceed to the AC round, let me remind the participants that you can grab something to eat because it's already 9:05. Baka gutom na kayo, so you can grab something to eat while you're listening and answering to the questions of the average round. So okay lang yan, kumain kayo para at least you can grab some energy para makasagot. Alright, maraming salamat. So take it away, host Mr. Shiba Cruz and Miss Angeline Kilang.
So partner.
Ikaw muna.
Okay lang ba tayo? Parang hindi na
Hindi ko nga rin alam eh. After that round, nawala na yung mga brain cells ko. Pero dapat makaya natin to. Let's get past the second round, guys. Or the average round. So, partner, may idea ka ba kung sino yung next natin na quiz master?
Well, partner, bestie kami neto. Bestie for lifer. Ano ba, magaling to sa captionalist natin to eh. So, I believe, he's a guy. Ikaw ba, partner?
Sure ka ba? Di nga ako sure eh. But, would you do the honors and introduce our next quiz master?
Sure, partner. Let me introduce our quiz master for the average round. Let me call on our marketing head committee, Mr. Anco Miguel Polinal. Give him a big round of applause. Virtual round of applause.
Hello, thank you to our host, Mr. Cruz and Miss Ilang. I am Miguel Polinag, the Marketing Head Committee of BSYA, and your quizmaster for this average round. But before we start, let us all be reminded to be honest in answering the questions throughout this round. Please wait for my cue before you start answering, and if there are no questions, then we will be now beginning our average round. Question number 1 for 40 seconds. This Apollo mission accomplished a number of firsts in space. It was the first mission in the United States Apollo program to carry a crew into space, the first to include a live TV broadcast from an American spacecraft, and the first disagreement between mission control and crew or mutiny in space. Identify this Apollo mission. Again, this Apollo mission accomplished a number of firsts in space. It was the first mission in the United States Apollo program to carry a crew into space, the first to include a live TV broadcast from an American spacecraft, and the first disagreement between mission control and crew or mutiny in space. Identify this Apollo mission. Your timer starts now. Your time is up. Kindly raise up your paper or the whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Apollo 7.
Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Titania got the correct answer. PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Taguig National High School got the correct answer. And PCS Roldan got the correct answer. That's all.
If there are no complaints, then let us proceed to the next question. Question number 2 for 40 seconds. Identify the space telescope or observatory launched by NASA to discover Earth-sized planets orbiting other stars. This spacecraft was launched on March 7, 2009 into an Earth-trailing heliocentric orbit. The spacecraft was designed to survey a portion of our region of the Milky Way and had discovered Earth-sized exoplanets in or near habitable zones. Again, identify the space telescope or observatory launched by NASA to discover Earth-sized planets orbiting other stars. This spacecraft was launched on March 7, 2009 into an Earth-trailing heliocentric orbit. The spacecraft was designed to survey a portion of our region of the Milky Way and had discovered Earth-sized exoplanets in or near habitable zones. Your timer starts now. Your timer is up. Kindly raise up your paper or whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Kepler Space Telescope or Kepler Observatory. Kepler is a space observatory launched by NASA to discover Earth-sized planets orbiting other stars. The spacecraft was launched on March 7, 2009 into an Earth-trailing heliocentric orbit designed to survey a portion of a region of the Milky Way to discover Earth-sized exoplanets in or near habitable zones and estimate how many of the billions of stars in the Milky Way have such planets.
Sir, question lang po. Is Hubble Space Telescope counted po?
No, it's the Kepler Space Telescope and not the Hubble. The Kepler Space Telescope was designed to spot exoplanets. And the Kepler Space Telescope was launched in a Earth-trailing heliocentric orbit. The Hubble Space Telescope was not designed for that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Pisay High School or PSHS got the correct answer. Titania got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. That's all.
If there are no questions, then let us proceed to the next question. Question number 3 for 40 seconds. This is a type of rotation of our moon in which the period of rotation is equal to the period of orbit around the Earth, leaving the same side always pointing toward the Earth. Identify this type of rotation of our moon. Again, this is a type of rotation of our moon in which the period of rotation is equal to the period of orbit around the Earth, leaving the same side always pointing towards the Earth. Identify this type of rotation of our moon. Your timer starts now.
I know we grew up a little too fast. I miss the days that we chill and relax. Where did the time go? It all passed. Now I need to go back. I had no worries, but always had plans. Only thing I did was dig out the trash. Now it's much harder to laugh. Hard to get up and not work on my craft.
The time is up. Kindly raise up your paper or whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer for this is the synchronous rotation. Synchronous rotations. Our moon exhibits synchronous rotation in which the period of rotation is equal to the period of orbit around the Earth, leaving the same side or near side and always pointing towards the Earth.
Okay. Did anyone answer tidal rotation or tidal lock? We can accept tidal lock or tidal rotation. Okay, thank you.
Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Titania got the correct answer. Pisay High School got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. That's all.
If there are no complaints, then let us proceed to the next question. Question number 4. This is an extended shell of icy objects that exist in the outermost reaches of the solar system, which is roughly spherical and is thought to be the origin of most of the long-period comets that have been observed. Again, this is an extended shell of icy objects that exist in the outermost reaches of their solar system, which is roughly spherical and is thought to be the origin of most of the long-period comets that have been observed. Your timer starts now.
I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to
Oh, you tell me stories. You tuck me in. And the second you leave, I call you right back to check for monsters in my sheets. Yeah, high school was hard. You fight with my mom.
The time is up. Kindly raise up your papers or whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Oort cloud. The Oort cloud is an extended shell of icy objects that exist in the outermost reaches of the solar system. It is named after astronomer John Oort, who first theorized its existence. The Oort cloud is roughly spherical and is thought to be the origin of most of the long-period comets that have been observed.
Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Sash BFB got the correct answer. Titania got the correct answer. PSHS got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. And PCS got the correct answer.
If there are no complaints, then let us proceed to the next question. Question number 5. This Apollo mission was launched on December 21, 1968 and became the first crewed spacecraft to leave low Earth orbit, reach the moon, orbit it, and return. Again, this Apollo mission was launched on December 21, 1968 and became the first crewed spacecraft to leave low Earth orbit, reach the moon, orbit it, and return. Your timer starts now.
Now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. That's what we want. Feels like I'm 50s. And now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. That's what we want. That's what we want.
The timer stops now. Kindly raise up your papers or whiteboards for us to see the answers. And the correct answer is Apollo 8. Apollo 8 was the second crewed spaceflight mission flown in the United States Apollo space program, the first having been Apollo 7, which stayed in Earth orbit. Apollo 8 was launched on December 21, 1968 and became the first crewed spacecraft to leave low Earth orbit, reach the moon, orbit it, and return.
Everyone got the correct answer.
There are no complaints then. Let us proceed to the next question. Question number 6. During the early history of manned space program, chimpanzees were sent to space not as a stunt, but because researchers were genuinely unsure how the human body would respond to the spaceflight, whether it could withstand the rigors of weightlessness and other harsh conditions. What was the name of this first chimp in space? Again, during the early history of manned space program, chimpanzees were sent to space not as a stunt, but because researchers were genuinely unsure how the human body would respond to spaceflight, whether it could withstand the rigors of weightlessness and other harsh conditions. What was the name of this first chimp in space? The timer starts now.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
The time is up. Can you raise up your papers or whiteboards for us to see your answer? And the correct answer is Ham the chimp. Ham, also known as Ham the chimp and Ham the astrochimp, was a chimpanzee and the first non-human hominid launched into space on January 31, 1961 as part of America's space program.
Everyone besides SA Sash Sash HSBFB got the correct answer.
There are no complaints. Let us proceed to the next question. Question number 7. This was the first space probe to reach the Earth's surface of the moon and the first human-made object to make contact with another celestial body. Identify this space probe. Again, this was the first space probe to reach the surface of the moon and the first human-made object to make contact with another celestial body. Identify this space probe. The timer starts now. The time is up. Can you raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answers? The correct answer is Luna 2. Luna 2 was the first space probe to reach the surface of the moon, the first human-made object to make contact with another celestial body on September 13, 1959.
Everyone besides the Taguig National High School and PCS got the correct answer.
Then, if there are no complaints, let us proceed to the next question. Question number 8. In the Apollo 11 mission, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed their Apollo lunar module on July 20, 1969, and walked on the lunar surface, while Michael Collins remained in the lunar orbit in the command and service module, and all three landed safely on Earth on July 24. 5 subsequent Apollo missions also landed astronauts on the moon. The last was in December 1972. In the 6 space flights, how many American astronauts have walked on the moon? Again, in Apollo 11 mission, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed their Apollo lunar module on July 20, 1969, and walked on the lunar surface, while Michael Collins remained in the lunar orbit in the command and service module, and all three landed safely on Earth on July 24. 5 subsequent Apollo missions also landed astronauts on the moon. The last was in December 1972. In the 6 space flights, how many American astronauts have walked on the moon? The timer starts now. The time is up. Can you raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answers? The correct answer is 12 American astronauts, namely Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, Charles Conrad, Alan Bean, Alan Shepard, Edgar Mitchell, David Scott, James Irwin, John Young, Charles Duke, Harrison Schmitt, and Eugene Cernan.
Everyone got the correct answer.
If there are no complaints, let us proceed to the next question. Question number 9. Apollo 1 was the first crewed mission of the United States Apollo program, planned as the first low Earth orbital test of Apollo Command and Service Module. To launch on February 21, 1967, the mission never flew. A cabin fire during a launch rehearsal test at Cape Kennedy Air Force Station Launch Complex 34 on January 27 killed all 3 crew members. Identify the names of all 3 crew members of Apollo 1. Usernames will do. Again, Apollo 1 was the first crewed mission of the United States Apollo program, planned as the first low Earth orbital test of the Apollo Command and Service Module, to launch on February 21, 1967. The mission never flew. A cabin fire during a launch rehearsal test at Cape Kennedy Air Force Station Launch Complex 34 on January 27 killed all 3 crew members. Identify the name of all 3 crew members of Apollo 1. Surname will do. Your timer starts.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me. The love we share seems to go.
Your time is up and there is up your whiteboards for us to see the answers. The correct answers are Grissom, White, and Chafee. On January 27, 1967, tragedy struck on the launch pad at Cape Kennedy during a pre-flight test for Apollo 1. The mission was to be the first crewed flight of Apollo. Astronauts Virgil Grissom, Edward White, and Roger Chaffee lost their lives when a fire swept through the command module.
Everyone besides SASHS got the correct answer.
If there are no questions, let us proceed to the next one. Question number 10. Who was the only geologist ever to set foot on the moon? Again, who was the only geologist to ever set foot on the moon? The timer starts now. The time is up. Kindly raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answers. The correct answer is Harrison Schmitt. Harrison Jack Schmitt was the first person initially trained as a scientist to walk on the moon, originally a geologist. He was selected by NASA in June 1965 along with a group of other scientist astronauts, the first group not to be test pilots.
Everyone got the correct answer.
Then let us proceed to the next question. Question number 11. The spacecraft orbited Venus from 1990 to 1994 and mapped more than 99% of the surface of Venus in more details than any other spacecraft. The mapping was made possible by entirely using radar, which was able to penetrate Venus' thick atmosphere to image the ground below. Identify this Venus orbiter space probe. Again, this spacecraft orbited Venus from 1990 to 1994 and mapped more than 99% of the surface of Venus in more details than any other spacecraft. The mapping was made possible entirely by using radars, which was able to penetrate Venus' thick atmosphere to image the ground below. Identify this type of orbiter space probe. The timer starts now.
Moving on when your heart is broken is not an easy thing to do. Warning signs cloud the words unspoken, so I'll only speak the truth. I will cross the ocean, I will take my chance. I wanna be the one, your lover and a friend. I wanna show devotion, make you understand. Do everything it takes.
The time is up. Can you raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answers? The correct answer is Magellan Space Probe. The Magellan spacecraft, also referred to as the Venus Radar Mapper, was a 1,035-kilogram robotic space probe launched by NASA on May 4, 1989, to map the surface of Venus by using radar to measure the planetary gravitational field.
ENHS got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Itana got the correct answer. PSHS got the correct answer. And Lagro High School got the correct answer.
And if there are no questions, let us proceed to the next one. Question number 12. What was the first American space probe to land on the moon? Again, what was the first American space probe to land on the moon? The timer starts now. The time is up. Can you raise up your whiteboards for us to see your answers? The correct answer is Surveyor 1. Surveyor 1 was the first spacecraft launched by NASA and made the first soft landing on the moon by the United States.
Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer. And PSHS got the correct answer.
There are no questions or complaints. Let us proceed to the next question. Question number 13. This Apollo 14 astronaut famously took a golf ball and club along with him to the moon, making him the first person to play golf on another world. Who was this Apollo 14 astronaut? Again, this Apollo 14 astronaut famously took a golf ball and club along with him to the moon, making him the first person to play golf on another world. Who was this Apollo 14 astronaut? The timer starts now.
I can rest, I can fight. All I need is you and I. Without you, without you. Any race, so I'll take place, but I can't accept that we're estranged without you, without you. I can't quit now, this can be right. I can take my sleep.
Your time is up. Kindly raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answers. And the correct answer is Alan Shepard. Apollo 14 astronaut Alan Shepard famously took a golf ball along with him to the moon, making him the first person to play golf on another world.
Sir, are you there? Question lang po, pwede po ba first name?
No, but the surname will do. Kasi maraming Alan sa mundo eh. Ayan, Shepherd yan. So we can accept the surname but not the first name.
Yes, sir. Everyone besides SA, SH, and Lagro High School got the correct answer.
There are no complaints or clarifications. Let us proceed to the next question. Question number 40. Apollo 15 was the fourth mission to land men on the moon. This mission was the first to use this equipment, which enabled the astronauts to explore the geology of Hadley-Ryle Apennine region. This equipment allowed Apollo 15 astronauts to venture further from the lunar module than in previous missions. Identify this equipment. Again, Apollo 15 was the fourth mission to land men on the moon. This mission was the first to use this equipment, which enabled the astronauts to explore the geology of Hadley-Ryle or Apennine region. This equipment allowed Apollo 15 astronauts to venture further from the lunar module than in previous missions. Identify this equipment. The timer starts now.
Can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your...
The time is up. Can you raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answers? The correct answer is LRV or Lunar Roving Vehicle or Lunar Rover. Apollo 15 mission was the first to use the Lunar Rover, which enabled the astronauts to explore the geology of the Hadley-Ryle or Apennine region. The Lunar Rover allowed Apollo 15 astronauts to venture further from the lunar module than in previous missions.
I think Santa Lucia was raising his hand. Hello, Santa Lucia, kami.
Can we consider po moon buggy po?
Yes, we can consider moon buggy. You got that right, Iyo.
Everyone besides Taguig National High School got the correct answer.
And if there are no clarifications, Let us proceed to the next question. Question number 15. This spacecraft remains as the only Russian space shuttle reusable spacecraft to be launched into space. Again, this spacecraft remains as the only Russian space shuttle reusable spacecraft to be launched into space. The timer starts now.
Energy is racing, I just gotta move. Maybe I got used to all this misbehaving, got me in the mood. Maybe I got used to you calling me up. Nah, nah, I'm just gonna leave it. I don't pick up. Nah, nah, I just gotta feel it. That you just want my body. I just want a body. Nah, nah, I don't pick up. Nah.
The time is up. Kindly raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answers. The correct answer is Buran. Buran was the first space plane to be produced as the part of Soviet-Russian Buran program.
Everyone got the correct answer.
If there are no questions, let us proceed to the next question. Question number 16. On July 16, 2011, the space probe became the first man-made craft to orbit the asteroid Ceres. What was the name of this space probe that orbited the asteroid Ceres? Again, on July 16, 2011, the space probe became the first man-made craft to orbit the asteroid Ceres. What was the name of the space probe that orbited the asteroid Ceres? The timer starts now. The time is up. Kindly raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answers. The correct answer for this question is Dawn Space Probe. Dawn is a space probe launched by NASA in September 2007. It is currently in the orbit around the asteroid Ceres.
Everyone besides PS, HS, and ENHS got the correct answer.
There are no clarifications. Let us proceed to the next question. Question number 17. This rocket was the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile. The missile, powered by a liquid propellant rocket engine, was developed during the Second World War in Germany as a weapon assigned to attack Allied cities as retaliation for the Allied bombings against German cities. This rocket also became the first man-made object to travel into space. Identify this rocket. Again, this rocket was the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile. The missile, powered by a liquid propellant rocket engine, was developed during the Second World War in Germany as a weapon assigned to attack Allied cities as retaliation for the Allied bombings against German cities. This rocket also became the first man-made object to travel into space. Identify this object. The timer starts now. The time is up. Can you raise up your whiteboards? And the correct answer for this is the V2 rocket. The V2 rocket was the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile. The V2 missile, powered by a liquid propellant rocket engine, was developed during the Second World War in Germany as a weapon assigned to attack Allied cities as retaliation for the Allied bombings against German cities. The V2 rocket also became the first man-made object to travel into space in 1969.
Mr. Polinag, we can accept simply V2. Alright, we can simply accept V2.
For the schools that got the correct answer, PSHS CMC got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Taytana got the correct answer. And Taguig and HS got the correct answer.
There are no clarifications. Let us proceed to the next question. Question number 18. On April 20, 1972, this Apollo 16 astronaut took his first steps on the moon. While he was on the moon, he left a photo of his family on the moon, which remains on the moon to this day. Identify the name of this Apollo 16 astronaut. A surname will do. Again, on April 20, 1972, this Apollo 16 astronaut took his first steps on the moon. While he was on the moon, he left a photo of his family on the moon, which remains on the moon to this day. Identify the name of this Apollo 16 astronaut. Surname will do. The timer starts now.
You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super
The time is up. Can you raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answer? And the correct answer for this is Charles Duke. On April 20, 1972, Apollo 16, Charles Duke took his first steps on the moon. While he was on the moon, he left a photo of his family on the moon, which remains on the moon to this day.
For the school that got the correct answer,
Miss Kilang, excuse me, we can
Yes,
accept
po,
the
sir.
surname, ha? We can
Yes,
accept the
po.
surname. Okay.
Yes po, sir. TNHS got the correct answer. Lagro High got the correct wait. Sir, mali yung first name niya. Charlie po yung nilagay niya.
Charlie Duke.
Opo.
Oh, we can accept Charlie Duke.
Okay po. Lagro High School got the correct answer. Taguig and HS got the correct answer. And PC
Hello, na-disconnect ata si Miss Kilang. Can somebody please assist Miss Kilang? Again, can you mention the schools that got the correct answer?
The schools that got the correct answers are the Lagro High School, the PCS School, the Taguig National High School, and And that will be all for those who got the correct answer. If there are no clarifications, let us proceed to the next one.
Okay, are we all good, my dear participants? Are you still alive? All right, so you can grab something to eat while the contest is ongoing. All right, so if there are no questions or clarifications, let's proceed now to the next question. Okay, Mr. Polinag, take it away. Okay, na-disconnect na rin ata si Mr. Polinag. So, we'll give him some time. Okay ka na,
Back
Ihon?
na po, sir. Yes po.
Alright, sige. You may proceed.
The next question, we will now have the next question. Question number 19. This refers to the region around the star where the temperature is just right, not too hot and not too cold, for liquid water to exist on a planet. Again, this refers to the region around the star where the temperature is just right, not too hot and not too cold, for liquid water to exist on a planet. The timer starts now.
I finally know how to live without hurting myself. I think that I am moving on cause I do feel less broken. I needed a sign and this is the sign that I'm healing.
The time is up. Kindly raise up your whiteboards for us to see the correct answers. The correct answer for this question is Goldilocks or habitable zone or region. The Goldilocks or habitable zone is the region around the star where the temperature is just right, not too hot and not too cold, for liquid water to exist on a planet.
Everyone besides TNHS got the correct answer.
If there are no complaints, then let us proceed to the next question.
Mr. Polinag, we will accept Goldilocks. Simply Goldilocks. Can you recheck the answers of the participants? Thank you.
Yes, please. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Lagro High School also got the correct answer. PSHS got the correct answer. SASHS BFB also got the correct answer. Sir, are we going to accept po ba habitable zone lang?
Yes, we can accept habitable zone.
PCS also got the correct answer. If there are no complaints, let us proceed to the last question of the average round. Question number 20. The Space Shuttle was the first orbiter of the Space Shuttle system. Rolled out on September 17, 1976, it was built for NASA as a part of the Space Shuttle program to perform atmospheric test flights after being launched from a modified Boeing 747. This shuttle was named after the famous starship from the TV series Star Trek, identified the name of the Space Shuttle. Again, the Space Shuttle was the first orbiter of the Space Shuttle system, rolled out on September 17, 1976. It was built for NASA as a part of the Space Shuttle program to perform atmospheric test flights after being launched from a modified Boeing 747. This shuttle was named after the famous starship from the TV series Star Trek. Identify the name of the space shuttle. The timer starts now.
Haven't found the time, we won't find the timing. 'Cause you're on my mind, I hope that you don't mind it.
The time is up. Can you raise up your whiteboards for us to see the answer? The correct answer for this question is Enterprise. Space Shuttle Enterprise was the first orbiter of the Space Shuttle system. Rolled out on September 17, 1976, it was built for NASA as part of the Space Shuttle program to perform atmospheric test flights after being launched from a modified Boeing 747.
Everyone besides Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. And BCS.
And that concludes all the questions for this average round.
Partner, buhay ka pa ba?
Partner. Okay, partner, rinig na ba ako?
Oo. Oo, partner. Thank you very much, Mr. Polinag, for making that round go smooth like butter.
Ha? Oh. Paano yung smooth, paano yung smooth, partner? Paano? Pakita naman ako. Pakita mo naman sa
Smooth?
mga audience para
Good.
naman, mabuhay ang ating dugo.
Lagi nahihiya na nga ako after yung
Okay,
sinabi
so
line na yun.
excuse me, before I turn over to the host, let me remind the participants that you can take a comfort break because it's already 10 o'clock. Baka gusto niyo muna mag-CR or you can grab something to eat. Okay, probably we can read some shout-outs from Facebook. Go ahead.
So, ayun na, partner. Habang, ayan, nabulol na ako. Habang nagtitake sila ng kanilang quick break, partner, kamusta naman ang ating brain cells?
Actually, okay naman. Kaso namamatay na isa-isa yung mga brain cells ko. Like, nahihirapan na ako konti sa pag-comprehend ng mga questions kasi gabi na. Gusto ko nang matulog. Pati ata ikaw rin Pati rin yung mga participants natin. Tama ba ako? Or...
Yung nasa isip ko lang is
ano?
Yes, PSHS, you go. Go po.
Go ahead, we are all gonna be taking a comfort break.
Yes, everybody can.
Especially to the...
So, yun, partner. Iniisip ko lang ngayon talaga is... nasa isip ko lang talaga ngayon, partner, is... paano nila nasasagot yung mga questions. Like, isipin mo, partner, out of that 20 questions, 2 lang ang nasagot ko.
What? Really?
Joke lang, syempre. Grabe ka naman. Grabe ka naman.
Pag ako nga, legit to. Isa lang nasagot ko, to be honest. Isa lang. Legit mo. Hindi ako nag-joke. Ang hirap.
While wait for the contestants, probably we can play this video so that everybody can witness and see the works of some of the students for the poster making contest.
Okay, sir. Let them see the works po.
And we are back again to host the final round, or is it the final round of this year's space quiz? So partner, musta ka na dyan sa comfort break natin kanina? Kumusta ka na? Any news or information
Actually,
regarding
partner,
your...
natuwa ako sa video kasi a lot of them are very, very creative. A lot of them exerted effort, especially when it comes to digital art poster making contest. It was really, really maganda. I can't say anything. But let us continue. Everybody's here. Nawawala si Leger High School. So let us wait for him for a while. Oh, andyan na pala siya. Magic. So let us continue. Are you ready, partner?
Yes, I am ready as well. Up until now, I'm very, very energetic. And I am very excited, to be honest, to get into the final round. Or is it the final round?
Sabayan
Yes.
ko yung energy mo. Yes, partner. Partner, sabayan ko yung energy mo. Teka lang. Bigyan mo ako 5 seconds para masabayan yan. So, ayun.
Ski lang. Probably we can interview some of them. Yan, magtanong kayo sa kanila para malaman natin kung ano yung feeling nila about space quiz.
Okay po, sir. So, yan. Ayun na, partner. Ano ba yan? Magtatanong tayo. Since tumatawa si Santa Lucia, hi. Happy siya. Happy ka din, partner. Happy kayo Share niyo naman sa akin. Masaya. Damot
Okay. Mr. Representative from Santa Lucia High School. So, how are you feeling right now?
Ba't naman ang saya-saya mo? Share mo naman yung tawa mo. Para ako din matawa.
Hello. So, how are you feeling right now as we are heading into the last round of the space quiz?
Kabado. Dinadala lang sa tawa para mawala.
Ay, ganun.
Kaya, ask ko lang sa'yo, do you believe na kaya mong manalo? It's okay to be confident. If kahit na kinakabahan ka, just, come on, give us something.
50-50.
Wait lang, mali na.
Nagaling
Huwag ka na mag-bagit ng numbers.
Hindi naman
Ano
Pero,
yung...
that's a very humble statement, brother. And I love it. And of course, lahat dito magagaling sila. I'm gonna give my praises to each and every one of them for surviving each and every round. Kahit mahirap yung mga tanong. So yeah, congratulations po sa inyong lahat. And now,
partner. Sabi niya, kaya natin yun. Paano pag di ko na kaya? Kasama ba kaming host dyan? Kasama
kaya.
Sige.
Kaya natin yan, tamang show lang. Okay, let's
let's interview one more. Kasi napapansin ko tong representative ng wait lang, sino ba napapansin ko? Ayun, wala tuloy. Ayan, sino yun? Wait lang. Kalmahan nyo. Yung Titana, oh my God, tuloy siya. So, kita ko yun. Ayan. Kanina ba kita nakikita nakatulala kapag nagsasagot Okay ka pa ba? Kaya naman po. Kaya pa? Kaya pa, sis? Ano nafe-feel mo? Okay ka pa ba? Laban po. Laban? Hinhin naman ito. Sana all. Try ko din maging mahinhin kung sakaling umepekto. Partner, sana all. Nainggit ako sa kanila. Nainggit ako sa brain cells nila. Kasi sa mga ganitong panahon, sa mga ganitong oras, yung brain cells ko, ayun na, nasa kama na, tulog na. Hindi na nag-function. Ganun.
Hello, Miss Kilang. Siguro tanungin din natin si Miss Barrera, our early bird.
Saan yun?
Yan, si Miss Barrera. Yan, okay.
Philippine Science High School, yes. answer.
So,
Hello.
Madam Saleh, how are you? How are you? How are you?
Nervous po.
Partner, nako po Nako po, partner, nako.
Okay. Ano?
Partner, nako po.
I'm asking questions.
Okay.
So nahirapan ka ba sa mga questions up until now? Miss Barrera?
Medyo po.
Oh, medyo.
Hmm.
Medyo. So, may isa pa akong palang tanong. Wait lang. Nalulutang na talaga ako. Angeline, can you help me with this? Can you help me ask another questions before we proceed to the last round?
Partner, baka pag nagtanong ako, mathematic equation na yung isagot sa akin. Hindi na kaya ng brain ko. Char lang. Natawa siya. Mukhang clown ba ako? Tuwa kayo sa akin, ikaw din natagig. Tawa ka din ng tawa, kanina ka pa. Di kita titigilan, mamaya ka sa akin. Ayan. So, sige, tanongin din natin si Mr. Tagig. Ayan. Kamusta ka naman dyan, Koya? Kanina ka patawa ng tawa eh.
Actually, hindi naman ako natatawa po. Sakto naman po.
Okay.
May halong ka pa rin po.
Mukhang kaya mo pa. Bigyan mo naman ako ng energy, oh.
Kaya pa.
Pa-Bluetooth. Pa-Bluetooth
Opo.
ako ng energy. Onti lang, 5%. Helena.
Lobat na ata eh.
Nalobat na eh. Wait lang, church ko muna sa sarili. Hindi, joke lang. So, ayun. Ano?
Actually po kasi struggle din po yung sumasabay din yung laptop ko sa struggle. Pati internet. Nagdi-delay. Pero kaya naman po.
Yeah.
Laban lang, bro. That's a very, very good emotion to have right now. Dapat positive ka palagi kahit sa anong situation that you're currently having right now. We have to fight. We have to fight for what we want. So, yeah. Should we proceed now to the final round?
Actually, we should. Okay. We should proceed now for
So, wait lang po.
Wait lang po. Ano yun?
Meron, hindi pa po yata nakabukas po ng camera po si TNH's Kimberly Merin po.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for telling us.
Andito na po. Thank you. So, let us proceed sige, ayan na. Sa ating difficult round. Let's go?
Yeah, let's go. So, sino yung last natin na quizmaster? Or possibly our last quizmaster, if ever my tiebreaker?
So, partner kasi, alam ko, description, maliit siya. Yun na yun. Yun na yung description ko, maliit.
Ano problema niyo sa height? Ba't kayo nagkaganon sa mga height?
Ako. Actually, parehas kami ng height.
Wow.
Parehas kami ng height. So, let us not waste any more time. Please, aking partner, introduce our quizmaster for this difficult round.
Okay, partner. May you please welcome our lovely auditor, Miss Adriel Agbayani. May you please give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Shiva and Miss Angeline. Good evening, everybody. I am Adriel Agbayani, and I am the auditor of the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers, and I'll be facilitating for the difficult round. Again, before we start this round, let me remind you to exhibit honesty in answering each question and wait for my cue before answering. If there are no questions, let us now proceed with the difficult round. Question number 1 for 50 seconds. This NASA space probe found a place in history when it became the first US spacecraft to land safely on the surface of Mars and return images of the surface. Two identical spacecraft, each consisting of a lander and an orbiter, were built. Each orbiter-lander pair flew together and entered Mars orbit. The landers then separated and descended to the planet's surface. Identify this NASA Mars space probe. Again, this NASA space probe found a place in history when it became the first US spacecraft to land safely on the surface of Mars and return images of the surface. Two identical spacecraft, each consisting of a lander and an orbiter, were built. Each orbiter-lander pair flew together and entered Mars orbit. The landers then separated and descended to the planet's surface. Identify this NASA Mars space. Timer starts. Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Viking 1 and 2 or Viking probe. NASA's Viking project found a place in history when it became the first US mission to land a spacecraft safely on the surface of Mars and return images of the surface. Two identical spacecraft, each consisting of a lander and an orbiter, were built. Each orbiter-lander pair flew together and entered Mars orbit. The landers then separated and descended to the planet's surface.
For the schools that got the correct answer, PSHSCMC got the correct answer. Sir, what if isa lang po yung tamang sagot?
We can accept Viking. Simply Viking.
Okay po, sir. Viking from Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Taitana got the correct answer. Lagro High and Taguig got the correct answer.
If there are no more questions, let us now proceed to the second group. Question number 2. He achieved the first successful flight with a liquid propellant rocket on March 16, 1926. He developed a gyroscope system for flight control and a payload compartment for scientific instruments. Parachute recovery systems returned the rockets and instruments safely to the ground. We call him the father of modern rocketry for his achievements. Again, he achieved the first successful flight with a liquid propellant rocket on March 16, 1926. He developed a gyroscope system for flight control and a payload compartment for scientific instruments. Parachute recovery systems returned the rocket and instruments safely to the ground. We call him the father of modern rocketry for his achievements. Surname will do. Timer starts.
Think of me like you do with her, and I'll pretend that it doesn't hurt. But honestly, I'm searching for the words to cut ties. I'm bracing for the goodbye. I think I'm ready for it. Tired of lies. All of the lows were so much more than the highs. I know that you see someone else when you look in my
Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboard for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Robert Goddard. Goddard achieved the first successful flight with a liquid propellant rocket on March 16, 1926. He developed a gyroscope system for flight control and a payload compartment for scientific instruments. Parachute recovery systems returned the rockets and instruments safely to the ground. He was given the title the father of modern rocketry for his achievements.
Every school besides Titana got the correct answer.
Congratulations. If there are no more questions, let us proceed to the next one. Question number 3. This was a robotic spacecraft developed by the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency to return a sample of material from a small near-Earth asteroid named 25143 Itokawa to Earth for further analysis. Identified this Japanese space probe. Again, this was a robotic spacecraft developed by the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency to return a sample material from a small near-Earth asteroid named 25143 Itokawa to Earth for further analysis. Identified this Japanese space probe. Timer starts now. Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answer. And the correct answer is Hayabusa or Hayabusa 1. Hayabusa was a robotic spacecraft developed by the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency to return a sample of material from a small near-Earth asteroid named 25143 Itokawa to Earth for further analysis.
Every school besides TNHS and PCS got the correct answer.
Hello? Can you recheck po my answer?
What school, Iha?
Yes, HSCMC po.
Miss Kilang, can you check?
Hayabusa po is my answer.
Yes,
And
sir.
that is correct.
Tama po yung sagot.
Okay, so Miss Kasumlum, can you take note? All right, thank you.
There are no more complaints. Let us now proceed to the next one. Question number 4 for 50 seconds. Alan Shepard became the first American astronaut to achieve suborbital flight on May 5, 1961. Shepard rode inside a Mercury space capsule on top of a Redstone rocket. What is the name of the Mercury capsule that carried Shepard into suborbital flight? Again, Alan Shepard became the first American astronaut to achieve suborbital flight on May 5, 1961. Shepard rode inside a Mercury space capsule on top of a Redstone rocket. What is the name of the Mercury capsule that carried Shepard into the suborbital flight? Timer starts now. Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboard for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Freedom 7. Alan Shepard became the first American astronaut to ride to space on May 5, 1961. Shepard rode inside a Mercury Freedom 7 space capsule on the top of a Redstone rocket.
Every school besides SASHS got the correct answer.
If there are no more questions, let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 5 for 50 seconds. This is the altitude where space begins. It is 100 kilometers, about 62 miles high. It commonly represents the border between the Earth's atmosphere and outer space. Again, this is the altitude where space begins. It is 100 kilometers, about 62 miles high. It commonly represents the border between the Earth's atmosphere and outer space. Timer starts. Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Kármán line. The Kármán line is the altitude where space begins. It is 100 kilometers high. It commonly represents the border between the Earth's atmosphere and outer space.
My apologies, I lagged, but every school besides Taguig National High School and TNHS got the correct answer.
Hello po? Can you repeat po who got the correct answer? Verify po.
What school is this, Iha?
PSHSCMC po.
Pakitaas nga ulit yung yung board mo, Iha, so that they can see. Kindly check BSYA. Hello, Miss Kilang. Can you check?
Kármán line po yung sagot.
That's correct. Kármán line.
You got the correct answer po.
Okay. Alright, so Miss Kasulum, kindly take note. Okay na, Iha? Hello? Alright. Okay, so let the battle continue.
Let's now proceed to the next question. Question number 6. He was the second administrator of NASA, overseeing all the critical first manned launches in the Mercury through Gemini programs, until just before the first manned Apollo flight. During his tenure, NASA invested in the development of robotic spacecraft, which explored the lunar environment so that astronauts could do so later, and it sent scientific probes to Mars and Venus, giving Americans their first ever view of the strange landscape of outer space. Because of this, because of his contributions to the space program, a space telescope was named after him, which will serve as a successor to the Hubble Space Telescope. Who was this NASA administrator? Again, he was the second administrator of NASA, overseeing all the critical first manned launches in the Mercury through Gemini programs, until just before the first manned Apollo flight. During his tenure, NASA invested in the development of robotic spacecraft, which explored the lunar environment so that astronauts could do so later, and it sent scientific probes to Mars and Venus, giving Americans their first ever view of the strange landscape of outer space. Because of his contributions to the space program, a space telescope was named after him, which will serve as the successor of the Hubble Space Telescope. Who was this NASA administrator? Timer starts now.
Heard you found somebody to hold on to, but they will never love you like I want to. Used to whisper your mind after I'd start a fight, just to make sure you'd know I'm right. We're not one of a kind, but I just thought we might make it another night.
Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answers. And let me remind you to please turn on your cameras. The correct answer is James Webb. Because of James Webb's contribution to the space program, a space telescope was named after him, which will serve as the successor to the Hubble Space Telescope.
We can
Santa
simply
Lucia.
accept Webb. All right, Webb, but not James. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Continue, Mr. Shiba.
Thank you, sir. Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. DSHS got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. And lastly, PCS got the correct answer. Thank you.
If there are no more complaints, let us now proceed to the next round, to the next question. Question number 7. This was a comet that broke apart in July 1992 and collided with Jupiter in July 1994, providing the first direct observation of an extraterrestrial collision of a solar system object. The collision provided new information about Jupiter and highlighted its possible role in reducing space debris in the inner solar system. Identify this comet. Again, this was a comet that broke apart in July 1992 and collided with Jupiter in July 1994, providing the first direct observation of an extraterrestrial collision of solar system objects. The collision provided new information about Jupiter and highlighted its possible role in reducing space debris in the inner solar system. Identify this comet. Timer starts now.
So baby, I can always go 0 to a million. You're like my coffee, need you each morning. Then I'm crashing again at 4 p.m.
Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answers. The correct answer is Shoemaker Levi 9.
Okay, you can check now the answers of our participants.
Sir, okay lang po ba yung Levi?
Yeah, it should be Shoemaker Levy. Okay na yun. Kahit wala yung 9.
Okay po, sir.
That should be magpartner Shoemaker Levy. Hindi lang Levy or Shoemaker. It should be Shoemaker Levy. Pero we can do it with the 9. Okay?
Okay po, sir. PSHS-CMC got the correct answer. Lager High School got the correct answer. Santa Lucia High got the correct answer. Taytana got the correct answer. Taguig got the correct answer. PCS got the correct answer. That's all.
If there are no more complaints, let us now proceed to the next one. Question number 8. He is a South African-born American entrepreneur and businessman who founded the Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, or SpaceX, in 2002 with the intention of building spacecraft for commercial space travel. By 2008, SpaceX was well established and NASA awarded the company the contract to handle cargo transport for the International Space Station, with plans for astronaut transport in the future. In a move to replace NASA's own space shuttle missions, who is this entrepreneur businessman who founded SpaceX? Again, he's a South African-born American entrepreneur and businessman who founded the Space Exploration Technologies and Corporation, or SpaceX, in 2002 with the intention of building spacecraft for commercial space travel. By 2008, SpaceX was well established, and NASA awarded the company contract to handle cargo transport for International Space Station, with future plans for astronaut transport in the future. In a move to replace NASA's own space shuttle missions, who is this entrepreneur businessman who founded SpaceX? Timer starts now. Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the answer is Elon Musk. Elon Musk founded the Space Exploration Technologies, or SpaceX, in 2002 with the intention of building spacecraft for commercial space travel. By 2008, SpaceX was well established and NASA awarded the company the contract to handle cargo transport for International Space Station, with plans for astronaut transport in the future. in a move to replace NASA's own space shuttle missions?
Mr. Shiba Cruz, we can accept Musk only, but not Elon. Right? But I think most of them got their full names, so okay lang. So Elon Musk or
Sir,
Musk.
everybody got the correct answer.
Wow, fantastic. All right, let the battle continue.
Let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 9. During the Apollo 13 mission, as the astronauts were about 80,000 kilometers from the moon, an explosion occurred in the service module of Command Module Odyssey. The electrical power and water in Odyssey was lost, so the lunar landing was aborted. Odyssey was powered down, and the three men moved into the two-man lunar module that became the lifeboat of the three astronauts. If the command module of Apollo 13, Apollo 13 is Odyssey, what was the call name of Apollo 13 lunar module? Again, during the Apollo 13 mission, as the astronauts were about 80,000 kilometers from the moon, an explosion occurred in the service module of Command Module Odyssey. Electrical power and water in Odyssey was lost, so the lunar landing was aborted. Odyssey was powered down, and the three men moved into the two-man lunar module that became the lifeboat of the three astronauts. If the command module of the Apollo 13 is Odyssey, what was the call name of Apollo 13 lunar module? Timer starts now.
So why do I stay here? Think there's still some hope to steal your heart. Foolish, but I can't walk away without a try. One try, so we can share in that special time. One night, so we can be together all our lives. Like a star.
Time's up. Kindly raise your boards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Aquarius. During the Apollo 13 mission, an explosion occurred in the service module of the Command Module 109, Odyssey. The electrical power and water in Odyssey was lost, so the lunar landing was aborted. Odyssey was powered down, and the three men moved into the two-man lunar module Aquarius.
Everybody got the correct answer.
Wow, I'm so happy that I guess everybody have seen the movie Apollo 13 starring Tom Hanks. Ayan, okay, so let the battle continue.
Sir, except lang po kay SASHSBFP. Wrong spelling po kasi.
If there are no more complaints or questions, let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 10. In the Star Trek original series episode, Spock's Brain, the starship USS Enterprise encountered a vessel from Sigma Draconi 4, Sigma Draconi 6, which utilized ion propulsion. At present, NASA developed a space probe that used ion propulsion rather than the traditional chemical-powered rockets. This space probe was the first interplanetary spacecraft to use an ion engine. Its successful missions to asteroid 9969 Braille and Comet Borrelli, using the revolutionary technology, heralded a new age of ion-propelled spacecraft. Identify the space probe. Again, in the Star Trek original series episode Spock's Brain, the starship USS Enterprise encountered a vessel from Sigma Draconi 6, which utilized ion propulsion. At present, NASA developed a space probe that used ion propulsion rather than the traditional chemical-powered rockets. The space probe was the first interplanetary spacecraft to use an ion engine. Its successful mission to asteroid 9969 Braille and Comet Borrelli using the revolutionary technology heralded a new age of ion-propelled spacecraft. Identify the space probe. Timer starts now.
Someone who will make you feel as safe as I do. 'Cause I know that you'll be feeling it and falling in love, but I know that I'm not good enough. So all you gotta stay away for someone like me, but better. Someone like me, but
Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboard for us to see your answer. And the correct answer is Deep Space One. Deep Space One was the first interplanetary spacecraft to use an ion engine. Its successful mission to asteroid 9969 Braille and Comet Borrelli using the revolutionary technology heralded a new age of ion-propelled spacecraft.
Titana got the correct answer. PSHS got the correct answer. Taguig National High School got the correct answer. And Lagro High School got the correct answer.
If there are no more further questions, let us now proceed to the next. Question number 11. President Rodrigo Duterte recently signed into law a Republic Act which establishes both the Philippine Space Agency and the Philippine Space Development and Utilization policy that marks the Philippines' official entry into the space age and as member of the global space community. What was the Republic Act number which made this possible? Again, President Rodrigo Duterte recently signed into law a Republic Act which establishes both the Philippine Space Agency and the Philippine Space Development and Utilization policy that marks the Philippines' official entry into the space age and as member of the global space community. What was the Republic Act number which made this possible? Timer starts now.
even though you needed a new lover, even though you feel like you should move on, you know that I still love you like no other. That's the reason that you shouldn't bother trying to recover when you're trying to keep it undercover. You know that I will always be your lover, and you ain't never gonna find another that's like me. Can't nobody be like me, can't nobody ever mean everything you know I mean. And you know I'll be here, I'll be here, I'll be here, I'll be here. With our clothes all circled in the cold bar, we can see the whole world, we can see the stars.
Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Republic Act 11360. President Rodrigo Duterte has signed Republic Act number 11363, which not only creates PhilSA for the Philippine Space Agency, but also a Philippine Space Development Fund, which will get an initial 10 billion from the national government's share of income from the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corp and the Basis Conversion and Development Authority.
Everyone got the correct answer. Congratulations.
Let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 12. Identify the 5 notable natural satellites or moons of Pluto. Again, identify the 5 notable natural satellites or moons of Pluto. Timer starts.
Let me remind the participants that you should name all 5. Okay, the 5 notable natural satellites or moons of Pluto. So if one is missing or lacking, then we cannot consider. So it should be all 5.
So tell my friends that I'll be over here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. I ask myself, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answer. And the correct answer is Charon, Nyx, Hydra, Kerberos, and Styx.
Okay, members of BSYA, kindly check the answers of our dear participants. So the 5 moons must be named. Styx, Nyx, Kerberos, Hydra, and Charon.
Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Titana got the correct answer. Oh man, my apologies. PSHS got the correct answer. Taguig National High School got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. And PCS got the correct answer.
If there are no more complaints, let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 13. Halley's Comet is a short period comet visible from Earth every 75 years. Halley is the only known short period comet that is regularly visible to the naked eye from Earth. In 1910, Halley's Comet appeared and became visible to the naked eye. Halley last appeared in the inner part of the solar system in 1986. When will Halley's Comet be visible from Earth again? Again, Halley's Comet is a short period comet visible from Earth every 75 years. Halley's Comet is the only known short period comet that is regularly visible to the naked eye from Earth. In 1910, Halley's Comet appeared and became visible to the naked eye. Halley last appeared in the inner parts of the solar system in 1986. When will Halley's Comet be visible from Earth again? Timer starts now. Time's up. Kindly raise your boards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is 2061. Halley's Comet is arguably the most famous comet It is a periodic comet and returns to Earth's vicinity about 75 years. The last time it was here was in 1986, and it is projected to return in 2061.
Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. Itana got the correct answer. PSHS got the correct answer. Taguig National High School got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. And PCS got the correct answer.
Let us now proceed to the next question. Question number 14. NASA is developing a multi-purpose crew vehicle which closely resembles the appearance of the Apollo command module and is intended to facilitate human exploration of asteroids and of Mars and to retrieve crew or supplies from the International Space Station if needed. What is the name given to the multi-purpose crew vehicle which is now being developed by NASA? Again, NASA is developing a multi-purpose crew vehicle which closely resembles the appearance of the Apollo command module and is intended to facilitate human exploration of asteroids and of Mars and to retrieve crew or supplies from the International Space Station if needed. What is the name given to the multi-purpose crew vehicle which is now being developed by NASA? Timer starts now. Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answers. And the correct answer is Orion. The Orion Multi-Purpose Crew Vehicle is an American spacecraft intended to carry a crew of 4 astronauts to destinations at or beyond low Earth orbit. Currently under development by NASA for launch on the Space Launch System, Orion is intended to facilitate human exploration of asteroids and of Mars and to retrieve crew or supplies from the International Space Station if needed.
Santa Lucia High School got the correct answer. SASHS got the correct answer. PSHS got the correct answer. Taguig National High School got the correct answer. Lagro High School got the correct answer. And PCS got the correct answer.
If there are no more questions, let us now proceed to the next one. Question number 15. Astronaut John H. Glenn Jr. piloted the Mercury Atlas 6 space capsule on the first manned orbital mission of the United States. Launched from Kennedy Space Center, he completed a successful pre-orbit mission around the Earth on February 20, 1962. What was the name of the John Glenn's Mercury capsule? Again, astronaut John H. Glenn Jr. piloted the Mercury Atlas 6 space capsule on the first manned orbital mission of the United States. Launched from Kennedy Space Center, he completed a successful pre-orbit mission around Earth on February 20, 1962. What was the name of the John Glenn's Mercury capsule? Timer starts now. Time's up. Kindly raise your whiteboards for us to see your answer. And the correct answer is Friendship 7. On February 20, 1962, John Glenn piloted the Mercury Atlas 6 Friendship 7 spacecraft on the first manned orbital mission of the United States. Launched from Kennedy Space Center, he completed a successful pre-orbit mission around the Earth.
Sir, question po. Sir, are you still there?
Yes,
Should we
yes.
consider Mercury friendship po?
Yes, sige. We can accept Mercury friendship.
Sige po, sir. So, everyone got the correct answer. Congratulations. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
And
that's it.
And that ends the difficult round.
Okay, so our scorer, can you please check now? Can you tally the scores? And let's see if there is still a need for a Kobayashi Maru round or a clincher round. Do we have a winner? Okay, Mr. Shiba Cruz and Miss Kilang, can you check the scores of our dear participants?
Yes, sir. We have a winner. I repeat, we have a winner.
Okay, so there is no need for a Kobayashi Maru round.
Yes, sir.
All right, so again, would like to thank all the participants for joining. It's 11:04 and you have survived the 3 rounds of BSYA's Space Quiz 2021. So I will now give the floor to our host to announce the winners of Space Quiz 2021. So I will stop sharing now screen. So there's no need for us for a Kobayashi Maru round.
So, partner, buhay ka pa ba? Are you still alive? Are you, partner?
Partner, I'm still alive. Oh, amazing.
Well, that's a good, partner, because we have our 3 winners and I'm very excited to announce them. Like, they've... I'm really speechless, but right now, all I can say is that I'm very proud of our winners as well as to those that have participated in this event.
Probably, Mr. Shiba Cruz, excuse me,
Yes,
probably
sir.
before you announce, can we interview some of our participants? So can we just get their reactions or feelings about our Space Quiz 2021?
Yes. So yeah. So yeah. I would like to ask si kita ko agad yung isa sa mga officers ko, pero I would like to ask Mr. Reynoso, okay pa kaya to? Okay ka pa ba dyan, sis?
Wait, Ms. Kilang, excuse me. There's a question here from Manila Titana College. Sir, pag spacecraft po, di ba po ba yung... Di po po. Miss, the participant from Manila Titana, what's your question or query?
Yes.
You can unmute your
po.
microphone. Go ahead.
Good evening po. Yung sa last question po, spacecraft po ba yung question? Or
You
tinatanong pati
mean-
yung mission po?
It's just the spacecraft. So it should be Mercury Friendship or Friendship 7.
Pag Mercury Atlas 6 po, or ganun yung answer, hindi po considered yun.
It's Mercury. The rocket was an Atlas rocket. But it's the capsule. Kasi in question kasi what's the name of the Mercury capsule. So it's Friendship 7.
Okay.
Ayan, okay.
Did
So,
everyone get the right answer? Sorry po. Did everyone get the right answer po ba sa last question?
can you check Miss Kasulum? Kasumlum? Hello?
Yes po, sir.
Ayan. Mr. Celsius, you have a question, Iho? You can unmute your
Yun
microphone.
din po sir yung tanong ko po, yung tungkol po sa doon po sa Mercury Atlas po.
Okay. So again, the question is referring to the name of the capsule. Yan. It's not really the mission or the rocket, but the name of the capsule, which John Glenn boarded to complete his 3-orbit mission. So it's Friendship 7 or Mercury Friendship. Yan. Okay. And so I hope I satisfied your query. How about po, also from Manila, Titana, how about po sa wrong spelling ng moons ng Pluto? Okay, what was your, did you got, Miss Kasumlum, can you check if Manila Titana got the wrong answer for, anong number yun, Iha? About Pluto. Hello, Miss the participant from Titana College. Hello.
Ay tama naman po. I think I saw a wrong answer lang po, sir. Sticks po ata nalagay niya ata, sir.
Sticks. Oo. Okay? Okay na, Iha?
Yun lang naman po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay. What about yung sa ano? What was your answer kanina sa the last question for the difficult round? Was it Friendship 7? Hello? Miss Titana Colleges? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes po, Friendship 7 po answer ko, sir.
What was your answer? Friendship 7. Okay. Sige. So, Miss Kasumlum, can we announce now the winners? Okay, the winners. So, third place, second place, and first place winner.
Sige po, wait
Alright.
lang po.
Okay, so probably while they're still tallying the scores, I'll now give the floor to Miss Kilang and Mr. Shiba Cruz. Probably you can take a look at Facebook. Baka may nagpapa-shoutout doon. Alright, don't worry, Miss Titana College. Okay lang yan. Don't worry. Okay? Ayan. Kasi I think I saw lang po Mercury Atlas 6. Tapos sabi everyone got the right answer. Okay, so maraming salamat Miss anong pangalan mo, Iha, from Titana Colleges?
Ana Marie po, sir.
Okay, so thank you, Iha, and I'm sure you have learned a lot from joining Space Quiz. All right, so Miss Angeline and Mr. Shiba, take it away.
So, yun na nga, partner. Kamusta ka naman dyan?
Nung na-mention lahat ng mga errors ko, I'll admit I was brain dead at that moment. But so on behalf of sa lahat ng mga participants here that I mistakenly got their answers correct and wrong, my apologies. But moving on, partner. So mag-interview muna tayo ng mga participants natin ulit. Especially yung mga di natin na-interviewan. So, continuing on kay Mr. Reynoso from Lagro High School. Sir, Kumusta po naman kayo now that the quiz is done?
Okay naman po. Inaantok na.
Inaantok na. Inaantok na. Okay lang yan, sis. Okay lang maantok na oras na. Anyways, kamusta naman ang iyong pagsali, diba? Anong na-feel mo sa mga questions?
Ako po ba?
Yes, you.
Okay na po. Medyo, bisa po kinakabahan pero thankful po ako. I'm grateful kasi bisa po nako-consider ko pag surname lang or yung walang number po.
Okay. I guess the winners are already ready, sir.
Siguro can we ask Miss Kate Tamon how she feels and her reactions about Space Quiz 2021? Are you still alive, Miss Tamon?
Apo. Dito papa.
Okay. And si Mr. From Taguig National High School. Ayan. So, yan. Kaway-kaway si Sir from Taguig National High School. And si Miss Ashanti Roldan. Are you still alive?
Yes po. Good evening po.
Good evening. So, buhay na buhay ka pa ba?
Apo. Buhay na buhay pa po.
Alright. And last, before I give the floor to our host for tonight, kumustahin natin si Miss Herbacio from Manila Titana. Buhay ka pa ba, Iha?
Yes po.
Okay. Alright. So, Miss Kilang and Mr. Cruz, take it away. So, who are the winners for this year's Space Quiz 2021?
So, partner, let us call our scorer. Miss Jamie Kasumlung, can you please announce the winner?
For our third place, congratulations to Taguig National High School, Mr. Rustom Lamundao. Let's give a big round of applause. For our second place, we have Philippine Science High School, Central Mindanao Campus, Miss Jaziel Barrera. And last but not the least, congratulations as well to our first place, Santa Lucia High School, Pasig City, Mr. Celso Celso.
Okay, so congratulations to all ng mga nanalo ng award, especially to those that participated. You giving a pat to the back as well for trying your best as well as trying to survive this quiz, this space quiz. So Angeline, so there are a lot of things that we could have talked about, but unfortunately, it's already late. So for our participants and for our viewers, especially to everyone practically that's currently watching right now, do you want to end this now?
Okay, Ms. Kilang, we will say first a closing prayer and we will sing the BEDAN hymn. And may I request all the participants to stay right after the stream. Don't leave yet. Please stay for a few more minutes so that we could give more instructions from you guys. Okay? All right. So let's end the day with this prayer from our president, Miss Angeline Kilang, and we will sing the BEDAN hymn.
Let us always remember that we are the most holy presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Jesus, we gathered in your name to ask your blessings. Take our eyes and bless them so we may see you in all those with whom we can in contact. Bless our lips so we may always speak gently and with compassion to all who hear us. And bless our ears so that we might hear you in them. Bless our hands with your healing touch and loving gift of touch.
Bless our feet so they may joyously carry us as we do your will. And fill our hearts with your overflowing love as we work together to grow, further develop the Catholic movements and the Mass. In prayer I say, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
So that it. Partner, buhay ka pa ba dyan?
Oo, energetic pa nga eh. So with that, everybody, we would like to end this live stream on a good note. So thank you everyone for watching this space quiz that BSYA held for this year. And thank you especially to our participants that joined. And yes, partner, let's end this now. So thank you everyone once again. Thank you everyone for watching. Once again, I am Shiva Matthew B. Cruz.
And I'm Angeline Kilang, your host for this Space Quiz 2021.
And that's a wrap. Okay, Mr. Buen Camino, you can end now the stream. Okay. All right, so